Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cosmic Crusade podcast. I am your host Jay, here to say I hope you are all having a wonderful day. How are we? Yes, you know what time it is. Let's get into that recap. Let's get into the life update. Let's get into the high, the low, the water buffalo of it all, okay? Coming in at a high, we're gonna go see Kesha. We're gonna go see Kesha. Hello? Hello? If you know me, you know how me and Kesha be, okay? That's like up there with Nikki for me. Like, I've listened to her since I was little, you know? I might have been 10 years old throwing it back, you know? Crazy shit. But I've always loved Kesha. And so here, funny story. She's coming to Blossom. Close to me. She's coming to Blossom, okay? But it's the 28th of July. It's the 28th of July. My cruise to Bermuda starts the 26th of July. So those two things just did not work out. But for whatever reason in my brain space, I just said that meant that I'm not seeing Kesha. Hello. Hello. As I damn well know that Kesha is one of those artists that I'm like, okay, I am dropping whatever I'm doing and I'm going. I'm walking out of my job and I'm going. I'm leaving whatever function and I'm going. Okay, everything off the calendar. Clear it. But I don't know why in that instance I wasn't thinking about her other shows or her other dates or like where else she would be. So probably, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 at this point. But a little bit ago, I was like, oh my God, I need to see where else she's going because there's got to be like a Michigan or like an Illinois, like something that's like close. Tell me why the week before she's going to be in Cincinnati. The week before my cruise, I'm gonna go see Kesha. That's gonna be like when you're in school and like you're on break or like you have a break coming up, but the week before you have like an teacher in service day or something where you're just like an extra day before you're gonna be having this vacation moment. That's exactly what's happening. And darling, my tail is wagging. Let me tell you, my tail ain't stopped wagging. I have so many fun things coming next month. Next month is going to be like actually insane. Next month is actually going to be crazy. But I'm going to go see Kesha. That's a high. And speaking of insane and crazy, let's dive into my low because it's me. I'm insane. I'm crazy. I'm stressed. Ugh. My brain space is so cluttered recently. And like, listen, I know that like exercising helps because like I'm dedicating that time to being within my body and out of my mind, and that is really effective. But I've just been so busy and I just had like so many things in my brain that were on my calendar that I had to go to, like appointments and like take Gypsy to the vet, and then I had commitments with people and like Listen, I love to see a full calendar, but I hate to see a full calendar, you know? Like, I'm happy to be doing things and life just kind of flows a little bit faster, a little bit better that way. But also, sometimes I just need a day, one singular day, where I do nothing. Nothing. I'm just rotting. I'm just rotting corpse for that day, okay? But also in the same vein, I just had this thought earlier today too because I got a lot done today, okay? I came home, I opened, and then I came home, and then I mowed the lawn, and then after I mowed the lawn, I exercised. And now that I have finished my exercise, I'm here filming a podcast, and then after this, I'm gonna do dishes. You know, I feel hyper productive today, which is crazy because yesterday I deep cleaned my house, so that's wild. Maybe I'm just on like a manic cleansing energy vibe. It's the full moon. It's the full moon. It's driving me. It's in Sagittarius. Sagittarians are always visionaries. They're always driven. They're always Plotting. But okay, literally come back to the point. The point, we lost it. The plot, don't know where it went. But what I was gonna say was I was thinking about like earlier, there's some sort of like, I don't know, it's internalized guilt for like relaxing or chilling, because then in my brain it's like, you're lazy, you should be doing something, you could be doing something, go get something done. But also sometimes, okay, you deserve a break and like R&R regularly, just as people, that's whatever. But then also I think there's a bit of paralysis that occurs occasionally where I just like know that I need to get shit done, but I don't have the energy. So like, I don't. But then also it's like, I can't be beating myself up in those situations, you know? I will. I'm cuckoo, I will. But like, you know what I mean? I can't sit there and ruminate and like just continually thinking about the things that need to be done when I don't have the energy to do them. I need to like block it out or whatever. But what I will say though is, even if it's just one small thing, I kind of do like to get something done every day. Usually that's like laundry or dishes or, you know, like a small task like that. Maybe vacuuming, like that's an easy one. I love to vacuum. But just like some sort of like household choresy type beat once a day to keep the insanity away, you know? But all that being said, to circle back to my low being, I had no brain space and I was very stressed this week. It feels better now, but yeah, it was wild fun. Water buffalo, water buffalo. I'm gonna give it up to the mall. I'm gonna give it up to shopping because I got this hat. I got this cute little bucket hat. I've never worn a bucket hat before, so you know, we're just vibing. Shroom City, baby. Earthbound. Loved. Dropped a bag in there and I said, oh, new clothes, new fit. It was great. It was beautiful. We went to Pride last weekend and that was really fun and that was really cute, and that's honestly, Earthbound sponsored the entirety of my fit. But I mean, doesn't that just make sense? Look at me. Doesn't that just make sense? Yes, it does. And also, I was getting so many compliments. I was getting complimented. I was getting told, you're cute. Oh, I love what your little fit is. My favorite, oh my gosh, she walk up to me and she say, oh, look at you. Your outfit is amazing. You look gorgeous. You're like Linda Evangelista. And she was like, nobody is out here doing what you're doing, and it looks so good. I don't think I'm okay. I think in that instant, I died and went to heaven. I died. That was crazy. What a nice compliment, you know? What a good compliment. It was something like that that tickles my soul, you know? One of my favorite compliments that I have ever gotten is, and I quote, Justin, you are the most interesting motherfucker I've ever met. End quote. I, just as an Aquarius, thrive on that energy of, yeah, I'm a little out there. Yeah, I'm a little kooky. Yeah, I'm a little different. Ain't that awesome? Like, you can't tell me it ain't awesome, because see last video for me whining and complaining about people who are copy paste. But, you know, I just like the authenticity piece, and I also just, there's a aspect of me that is like a little rebellious. So like, I kind of thrive and enjoy when the things that I like are differing from the societal norm or expectations. I love to subvert expectations, let me tell you. But, you know, when it's situations like that and it's like working for me in that way, oh, my soul could die happy at that point. So yeah, that's my water buffalo. That's my life. These are all the wonderful things we've been doing recently. Just took Gypsy to the vet. Just her annual checkup situation. Everything was fine with that. And then went and hung out with Mom. Got to spend time with her, which is always nice too because, like, listen, the grass is forever greener. I don't know, man. The grass is forever greener. I do miss the country. I will have to say, I do miss living in the country because, like, last month we had like a power outage situation and it was on like Saturday because I was home, I was off, and like I'm sitting in my house, no power, so nothing's running, there's no sounds going on. I'm sitting, I'm reading my book, I'm chilling, I'm vibing. Why can I hear like 6 different conversations happening out there? Ugh. 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 I am not people, okay? I am not people. I am, let me live in the middle of the woods. I don't want you to perceive my house. How about that? I don't want you to know that I live there. I want to be like Bigfoot. I want to be a cryptid. Which, speaking of, get comfy, get cozy, get ready to talk about all that cryptic, mystic shit and all the wonderful things in between, because we're going to be diving into today's topic. So for this episode, we're going to be talking about like little cryptids, little creatures, but I thought it would be cool to explore like what each state has, you know? So here's a list and I'm going to dive right on through it. It's the most famous mythical creature of every US state. So what we're going to be diving into is the most famous mythical creature from every state. Let's see what the lore is. How about that, huh? Alabama. Alabama has the White Thing. The White Thing is described as an 8-foot-tall creature covered in white hair, resembling an albino Bigfoot or a white lion with red eyes. Cryptic. Alaska. For Alaska, it's Tizaruk. It's a giant sea serpent, 15 foot long, with a flipper, known to snatch people from docks and piers. Arizona has the Mogollon monster, a Bigfoot-like creature, 7 foot tall, covered in long hair, red eyes, and terrible stench. Arkansas has the Folk monster, a large hairy creature with red eyes, standing between 7 and 10 feet tall, smelling like wet dog mixed with skunk. California has Dark Watchers, mysterious, silent, dark silhouettes up to 15 feet tall. That's like 2 of me. Crazy. Seen against the twilight sky, often with cloaks and hats. Colorado has the Slide Rock Bolter, a whale-like mountain monster with a huge mouth and flared tail, last seen 100 years ago. That's wild. Connecticut has melonheads, inbred cannibal descendants of asylum patients with huge heads, bulging eyes, and they're lurking in the woods. Delaware has Selbyville Swamp Monster, described inconsistently as either a hairy bipedal creature or ghost-like figure, initially a hoax by an actor. Florida has Skunk Ape, a large, foul-smelling, hairy ape-like creature that runs upright on 2 legs, hiding in the swampland. Now, giants used to exist as, like, people, yeah? What if these things are just, like, hippied-out giants that are hiding in the woods? You know? Like, what if they're just human beings who, like, aren't grooming themselves, so they're, like, stank? But also, I'm clocking the Bigfoot lore. Like, it's very consistently Bigfoot. Anyways, Georgia has the Atlamaha, and that is a 20 to 30 foot long green cryptid with a sturgeon-like body, large protruding eyes, and sharp teeth. Ugh. Hawaii, the Menehune. Tiny beings about 2 feet tall. Okay, so we're going small with this one. 2 feet tall, appearing only at night to build structures rarely seen by humans. Idaho has Charlie, a 35-foot long lake monster with a dinosaur-like head, humps, and a shell-like complexion. Illinois has the Einfeld Horror, a hissing, three-legged creature about 4.5 foot tall with a pink, flashlight-like eyes and kangaroo-like movement. Indiana has the Beast of Busco, a giant snapping turtle, reportedly the size of a Volkswagen. Crazy. Last seen in the 1940s. Iowa has the Van Meter Monster, a human-shaped bat with giant wings and a glowing horn. Last seen escaping into a mine shaft. Okay, Minecraft, hello, Jack Black, like, let's figure this shit out. What's going on? Kansas has Sinkhole Sam, an eel-like creature which is 15 feet long and believed to have escaped from a prehistoric underground cavern. That's kind of cool. I'd like to see that. The cavern. Kentucky, oh wow, has the Kelly Little Green Man / Hopkinsville Goblins. Silver, greenish glow aliens whose bullets bounce off of them, tormenting a farmhouse in 1955. Louisiana has the Rougarou, a shape-shifting werewolf often described with a human body, wolf's head, glowing red eyes, and sharp teeth. Maine has Spectre Moose, an enormous, ghostly white moose standing 10 to 15 feet tall with glowing antlers and appearing and disappearing at will. Maryland has Chessie, a serpent-like creature 25 to 40 feet long with flippers swimming like a snake in the Chesapeake Bay. Massachusetts has the Dover Demon, a creature with rosy orange skin, a large head on a small body, glowing eyes, and often traveling on all fours. Michigan has the Dogman, a 7-foot tall creature with canine-like appearance and human torso, known for its fearsome howl. Minnesota has the Wendigo, a gaunt ash-gray creature that gives off a disturbing odor, known for its cannibalistic tendencies. Mississippi has the Pascagoula River aliens, robot-like aliens just over 5 feet tall with carrot-shaped heads, emerging from a glowing egg-shaped spaceship. Missouri has Momo, a foul-smelling, hairy creature with 3-toed footprints, no neck, and a face hidden in hair. Montana, I fear I'm going to mispronounce this, but we're going for it, has the Shunka Warakin, and this is a nearly all-black, wolf-like creature with high shoulders and a sloping back. This creature is known to carry off dogs. Nebraska has the Alkali Lake Monster, a giant brown alligator with a rhinoceros horn on its nose, 40 to 100 feet long, emitting a foul stench. Again, I feel like this is a big trend, you know, the stench of it all. Nevada has Tahoe Tessie, an 80-foot long serpent living in a cave beneath Lake Tahoe, often compared to Nessie. New Hampshire has Wood Devils, tall grayish creatures over 7 feet tall, blending in with their surroundings and startling locals. New Jersey has the Jersey Devil, a creature with a goat head, hooves, bat-like wings, and a barbed tail, said to be the 13th child cursed by its mother. That, you know, for one creature, that's a lot going on. We got hooves, we got horn, we got wings, we got tail. Like, okay. New Mexico has Territorns, and these are giant airplane-sized birds with wings spanning 20 feet, and they're believed to have died out over 6 million years ago. New York has Champ, a 187-foot-long lake monster with a seahorse-like head, 3 teeth, and a white star on its forehead, living in the Champlain Lake. North Carolina coming in with the Beast of Baldenboro, a 4.5 foot long, bushy creature resembling a bear or panther, known to be draining the blood of horses. North Dakota has the Thunderbird, a colorful bird with a 12-foot wingspan, capable of stirring up storms and shooting lightning bolts from its wings. Ohio coming in with the Loveland Frogman. Human-like creatures about 4 feet tall, with webbed hands, green leathery skin, and one holding a wand, spitting sparks. Oklahoma has an octopus, a horse-sized, shark-toothed octopus with long tentacles and leathery reddish-brown skin, living in human-made lakes. Oregon is Colossal Cloud, a 40-foot-long monster with a big round body, a vicious-looking tail, and an evil snake-like head. Pennsylvania has the Squonk, a miserable creature, that's crazy, with saggy, ill-fitting skin covered in warts, escaping captivity by crying itself into a pool of water. Pennsylvania, I might be digging into that lore. I kind of want to know more about that right now. Rhode Island has Vampire Mercy Brown, a perfectly preserved young girl dug up from her grave, believed to be a vampire by locals. South Carolina has Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp, a 7-foot-tall, green, wet creature with red eyes, scales, and 3 fingers, known for leaping on cars. South Dakota has Taguhe, a Bigfoot-like creature, often seen in a coat and top hat, blending in with its surroundings. A fancy Bigfoot, if you will. Tennessee has a Wild Man, a 7-foot-tall, man-like creature with red eyes and a high-pitched scream, known to be aggressive. Texas coming in with Chupacabra, a reptilian creature with spines along its back, known for draining the blood of livestock. I want to siphon your blood. Utah has a Bear Lake Monster, a 90-foot creature with short but powerful legs and a lizard-like head, living in the Bear Lake. Vermont has Northfield Pigman, a half-man, half-pig creature with a pig's head and a human body, known for its grotesque appearance. Virginia has Snallygaster, a dragon-like creature with tentacles, known for swooping down and snatching livestock and children. Washington has Bigfoot. Okay, Washington's claiming it. Everybody else kind of has it, but Washington is claiming it. A bat-winged, Bigfoot-like creature with piercing red eyes, known for its eerie sightings near Mount St. Helens. West Virginia has the Mothman, a humanoid creature with large wings and red glowing eyes, known for its ominous appearance. Wisconsin has the Beast of Bray Road, a bull-horned, spike-backed creature with a frog-like face, known for its fierce appearance. And last but not least, Wyoming, taking us out of here with the jackalope. Okay, so the jackalope is a mythical creature, part jackrabbit, part antelope, known for its humorous folklore and rare sightings. That's wild. I really was just thinking about cryptids today, and I said, I need to know what each state is working with. You know, I need to know, like, what the lore is for each state and, like, what kind of mythical creatures do we have. You know, I've always been into the paranormal and different obscure things like that, so it's always very interesting for me to be able to deep dive into things like that and just kind of explore what's out there and what everybody else experiences. Speaking of, do you remember, like, I don't know, a couple years ago, there was that, like, randonauting app where you would, like, set an intention and then it would, like, give you coordinates and you would, like, go somewhere? What was that? Because, what? That's crazy. I did that a couple of times and I think I could be, listen, I could definitely be connecting 2 different stories here. So if I am, oopsie daisy. Sorry about it. However, I do believe, if I'm recalling correctly, that on one fateful night, Me and Bestie were hanging out, vibing, and we were out randoming, I believe, and we ended up coming to like this park area. It wasn't really like a full park, but it was like cleared, and then there was like a path that you could go into, but it had like parking, right? Like there was like a little gravel driveway that you could park in. So we did that, and we wound up there, and we were hanging out, and we were just vibing, chilling, smoking. You know, it was a great night. The weather was really nice too. It was like a summer night. So, you know, we're just sitting there with like chill music. The windows are down, and we're hanging out, you know. And we decided that we're gonna get out the car. We're gonna look around at the stars and the moon, probably, I'm sure. And as we're getting out, I don't know, we weren't out of the car for very long, probably like 5-10 minutes maybe. We hear a blood-curdling scream. After we were like randonauting and shit, we get led to this place, and we're at this place, and we hear some horrible demon scream. And like, listen, sometimes you're in those situations and it's like, what the fuck? It wasn't like somebody's getting murdered right now scream. Like, it wasn't giving Aztec death whistle, but it was giving unsettling. In a sense of like, as soon as you heard it, your like gut, your genuine intuition, get the fuck out, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Sometimes when you're experiencing the paranormal and you're investigating things of that nature, you have that sensation. And I mean, 100% of the time, any instance I've ever been doing something more spiritual or experienced that, I've listened to it, you know? And it hasn't done me dirty yet. But yeah, we heard like some banshee scream, dude. That was crazy. Cause it was like, still, it was chill. Like we said, it was the dead of the night in like the country pretty much. So like nobody was around. You had like a car go by every 30 minutes probably, you know? But, yeah, no, heard that damn banshee scream, and I said, now I'm screaming, now I'm running, now we're gone, good night. So I think we just went back to my house and chilled or whatever, but like, you know, always listen into your intuition. That's the advice with that one, because sometimes you just find yourself in strange situations, and it's just very like, I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know what that was, but I know that it wasn't good. I know nothing good was coming of that. But speaking of some good, let's dive into the reading. And of course, with it being the full moon, I had to pull out the moon deck. Let's dive into it. Alright, so the first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested. The new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. And the new moon in Aries, it is time to take action. What is crazy for me with this deck is that these cards always come out together. Like always. So, I mean, sometimes you'll have one added into another reading, but these guys are always coming together. Your commitment is being tested. Work through your fears. It's time to take action. You know, as we're coming into this full moon energy, it's very much so like feel your feels. It's very much so sit down, journal, let all of your thoughts out, just brain dump. Let it out, assess where you currently are, and think about the future in the sense of like where you want to go, where you want to be, and what happiness looks like for you, what joy looks like for you, what fulfillment looks like for you, what satisfaction looks like for you, what contentment looks like for you. It's a time to move through your anxieties, move through your self-doubts, and really challenge that voice in your head that is questioning things, because innately the ego is very comfortable with familiarity. The ego loves things that it already knows. You know, the comfortable things. The ego doesn't like new things all that much. The ego doesn't like changing things up all that much. And that can be present in a bunch of different areas for a bunch of different energies, but it's okay to step out of that comfort zone to kind of safely assess, even, you know, even if that's a little bit more comfortable. Think about what's the worst that could happen. And then, do you care? Because no, you don't. Just do it. Just live your life. Just live your life to the fullest and don't hold yourself back, because it is very, I don't know, it's an unconscious thing, you know, how much we can hold ourselves back. That is like not always something that you're aware that you're doing, but you could subconsciously be holding yourself back from your true dreams, honestly. So, yeah, the Aries energy, the Ram, the very bold, very fiery, very passionate, very charge forward, you know, work through your fears, Scorpio energy, love to see it, you know. I have always worked well with Scorpios, and I think a lot of that too is gaining a new perspective. I think there should be like grace, give yourself grace, but also give yourself space. Give yourself space to like step out of the situation and kind of assess what is going on, you know, kind of get a broader scope, because everything in the present moment, in the now, is like looking through a microscope. There is so much more that we aren't aware of, aren't conscious of, or maybe just can't even perceive, because I mean, girl, we're living in the 3D. That's not very much, okay? That's not very many Ds. But just to kind of get that scope of the grand scheme of things and apply that to your life in a sense of where you want to be going. So maybe sit with that, maybe do a little meditation, a little journaling, I highly recommend. And when the new moon comes around, maybe set some new intentions and new manifestations. See what the next little months can bring. But with that being said, I hope you all have enjoyed. It's great to be back. I feel like I'm getting back into like a routine of doing this more consistently after falling out a little bit there. So this is wonderful. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the little interacty things. But with that being said, until next time, peace and love.